Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show tonight. We have some guests tonight that community, society need to hear, and we got brothers that's come home from prison after a long period of time. We want to bring them onto the show and explain to society who we are and who he is and what we're doing today. So I want to bring the brother on and welcome to the show, my brother.
Hi, how are you?
Right, right. You want to introduce yourself to the to the community. Tell them who you are.
Yeah, my name is Bruce Johnson. I just came home after doing 24 years, 8 months on a 45 years, 8 months sentence for a crime that I didn't commit.
Okay.
And right now my case is still under investigation. It's still on appeal. And it's good to be home.
Right, right.
And for those individuals that done the amount of time that I've done, being incarcerated is having understanding that you're going to educate yourself.
Okay.
You're going to participate in something that's going to
Okay. Okay.
make you advantageous when you come home.
Now you said you was incarcerated for the crime that you didn't do. Did you come home to the Board of Prison Terms?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was released after doing 24 years, 8 months.
Okay.
And I did a successful parole. And that was it. I just came home and went to work, got a job the first day I was out.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm a licensed chef,
Okay.
retired merchant seaman, musician, and doing quite well right now.
Okay. So you didn't have to go to the Board of Prison. You had a flat 20. You had a flat sentence.
Yeah, I had a flat sentence.
Okay. Okay. Good. Very good. Very good. And we have with us today the IMAM, retired IMAM from the Department of Corrections, and rehabilitation. They put it later on. But we have a visiting IMAM in our program today. Introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you much. Greetings to your audience. I am Imam Abdul Shadid Muhammad. I have been retired since 2010. I facilitated correctional work as a chaplain for 21 years. I still maintain the status of retired annuitant, and that's been for the past 5 years. So my experience with the incarcerated has ranged from CDCR to California State Hospital, Kalinga.
Okay, good, very good, very good. Now we wanna address the brother that did the time in prison first. Then we wanna ask you a few questions, brother Imam. You going into prison, the crime that you committed, that they say you committed. What was that?
I was accused of a homicide
Okay.
that I didn't commit.
Okay, okay. And you did, how much time did you do?
I did 24 years, 8 months.
24 years, 8 months. Now, going into the system, I know you must have been a young man.
I was
And-
26 years old.
Okay, you went into the system at 26 years old. So you went into a system that it was foreign to you. You didn't really know nothing about the system.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Okay,
anything
so it was
about the system.
foreign. It was something that's foreign. That you had to go in and you had to adapt to that way of living. You know, the prison way of living. So to
Yes.
speak. So you went in, and that was a change that you had to go through. How did you adjust to that?
Well, when I first went in, I after I seen the status of the mentality of the people on the main line, I rejected it at 1st, and then I made up my mind that I was going to educate myself. You know, so I have so many trades, man. It amaze you. It didn't stop. You know, everything that I could learn, I learned. From engine repair to furniture factory to I was a captain's clerk, pills coordinator for a while. Not pills coordinator, but pills clerk. Was lieutenant's clerk, captain's clerk, sergeant's clerk. You know, I learned everything that I could learn. You know, even during the madness. And then, you know, as a matter of fact, I came in and worked as a clerk for Imam Muhammad. And I had taken my Shahada sometime in 1980.
1980. You took your out in 1980.
Yes.
Okay.
And under Imam Dawud Salam. And
That was that at that old folks,
no, it's at San Quentin.
San Quentin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a stepping stone after that.
Okay.
It was an era where I had to either with that amount of time, I said to myself, I said, no. education. The main progress behind success is education.
Okay.
And that's,
Where do you do your time?
was it San Quentin, Soledad, Solano, I was at Vacaville, but the majority of my time was done at Soledad and Corcoran and Avenal.
Now going into the system, you said you was a rather young man
Yes.
compared to now.
Mhm.
You okay? You had to go in there and you had to adjust to the way of living. So you went in there and you had to go to self-help programs. You had to attend a self-help program. I figure that you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
You didn't go to any self-help programs while you was incarcerated.
No, I didn't.
So-
I didn't. I didn't get any self-help programs until. As a matter of fact, I did. I went to the SAP program at Corcoran,
Okay.
and
And the reason why I'm saying this, okay, because you on TV.
yeah.
Okay, you in front of a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And these people want to know who you are now.
Well-
Wait a minute, I'm saying who you are now because you went in one way, and we want to let society, community know that the same way you went in, you're not the same person no more.
Oh no, most
You see, so
definitely not.
when I ask you about these programs, I want to know, and society want to know what changed you to who you are now. You see, we went in one way, we came out another way. We did the metamorphosis. CDC didn't do it; we did it ourselves. Okay, so we want society and community to know that that monster that went in one way, we came out this way, and we're not that monster no more.
Well, I wasn't a monster when I went in.
Okay.
First of all, I came from come from good stock. In other words, you know, the mother is the first teacher of the child, and what the mother teaches the child teaches the world. And I held on to that. You know what I mean? I stayed steadfast. And then during the educational process and all the programs that were available for those who wanted to participate, there were a lot of individuals that didn't want to participate. I volunteered for a lot of stuff. So just I'm a musician. I taught music while I was in prison also. I ran every music program you can think of. And under Jack Bowers and under Ed Crusoe, there was at San Quentin. I left Ed from San Quentin, was transferred to Soledad as a lead music clerk. And I started teaching inmates how to play instruments and doing videos and stuff like that. You know, I'm a percussionist.
Okay. So during your incarceration, you kind of like you went in and you start doing different programs to continue your education. You did things to kind of continue to better yourself while you was incarcerated. So you came home. When did you come home?
I came home March 19, 2006.
2006. And you came home. Did you have to go into a program coming home, or did you just?
Oh no, I got a
Okay.
job the first day I was out at Dad's Barbecue in Pittsburgh, California.
Okay, so you came home and you got a job coming home, but you had somewhere to go when you came home.
No, I was homeless.
Okay, so you
My
didn't
mother died while I was in
So
prison.
you didn't go into a program. You came home self parole, more or less. You didn't have nowhere to go.
No, I didn't have anywhere to go, but they had a program where if the parole agent provided, you know, a room for you until you get on your feet. And so once that they seen that you can float on your own, then they, you know, you had to pay back that money that they spent to get you a room or expenses and stuff like that. So immediately the first day, you know, because they have the POC meetings, and the first day you're out, if you miss that meeting, you return to custody. And so when I walked in the program, immediately I see my tier officer, who was ended up being my parole officer, and he said, "Oh." So I ran their programs. I ran the POC meetings for. He took me off for 13 months. I ran their programs. I knew what he expected, you know, because he was my tier officer for so many years, and they took me off in 13 months.
Okay.
And so,
So right now you are parole.
yes,
Okay, very good, very good. Brother, man, let me ask you a few questions, my brother, because you did time in the system yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, they say that any time that a imam goes into the system as a job, he's doing time as well.
That's very true.
Right. So let's ask you a few questions, brother imam, because you lived with us inside. You know, how did we do?
As far as I would say, the chaplain role, we function for all of the population as needed with pastoral care. Although our primary faith program is what we would call the foundation of our work. My experience with those who, for the most part, 99.9% converted to al-Islam in that status of incarceration, relatively 90% of them were genuine and sincere in trying to fulfill their obligation and their duty of religious practice. And they were very much with conviction, and obviously that is a direct what we'll call germination from study and from the type of khutbah sermon or teaching that is being put forth for their mind. You know, one of the hadiths say, you know, the Muslims are to get knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And once, and there's another hadith that relates that one believer is harder on the devil than 1,000 ignorant worshipers. And that is true, because that means by example, that means by character, that means by role modeling. People in that environment look at the Muslims and they really look up to them for a moral standard.
Right.
And believe it or not, they also look at the Muslim and they are the worst critics when he is not up to the moral standard or he's failing, because they know, for the most part, even though they are not in the religion, they know what he's supposed to be representing.
Exactly.
And so for the imam, he has to fulfill a small role, and I say small in regard to the office of imam, because that's not my office, it's the office of Prophet Muhammad. And obviously, he's the most excellent model for the human being. Although some may not accept that, that's the reality from God. And we say that the imam, he has to be able to, at least by way of what I would call vibration as well as knowledge, reflect to his community and the general population that he is a sincere practitioner of what he preaches.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, we got brothers that go into the system and they come in and they take that shahada coming into the system, opposed to coming into the system as Christians or Catholic or whatever. They come in and they start hanging with the brothers. Say, I'm going to take my shahada, right? Do you advise a person to just take shahada? Or do you advise a person to check and see what Islam is before they take the shahada?
Well, obviously, when we use that term shahada, it means making a declaration of faith and accepting the faith. So in the preliminary situation of someone coming to me and saying, hey, I want to make my declaration, my shahada, I'm going to ask, well, what is your motivation? Because if his motivation is not for God, if his motivation is not to fulfill the Islamic, we'll call kalima, the beliefs, etc., and in many cases, we have to accept the possibility of peer pressure. And it's something that is where he feels pressure to do it because of the group situation.
Exactly.
I'm the first to say to him, look, do not submit to anything in your will to accept Islam, but you understand God is one and that Muhammad is his last prophet. And when we say that, we're saying you also have to accept this Qibla, and Qibla is direction for prayer, but most people think of it as just facing the Kaaba at Mecca. But the true Qibla is also facing what God requires of us, and that we have to accept humanity as one. We have to accept creation as one, and we have to accept God as one. And that means I can no longer have an interest to harm another human being. It means that I cannot have an interest to abuse a woman. Okay, Prophet Muhammad said that the best Muslim is he who is best to his wife.
Exactly.
Okay, and so in that regard, I wanted to make sure that he has a comprehension of the depth and the breadth of the Islamic responsibility upon him, in which we all be accountable to the day of judgment, right down to the place that we prostrate our heads to pray. And every idea is with most people, once I express, I articulate something, I say something, is gone. But that thought and all the thoughts we've had since we have the perception from an infant to begin to gain some feelings by way of emotionality to the fact of ultimately speaking, those are with us on the day of judgment. So I give him, to the best of my ability, the fact that this is real. This is not something that is what you will just do on an impulse. It's not something that you're to do just because someone is telling you, yeah, man, you need to join us. No, you're not joining them.
Right.
It's not about joining me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's about serving God, and that it requires serving humanity, because obviously God doesn't need any of us for anything.
Right. Now, the brothers that come into the system, brothers that become Muslim in prison, and we have quite a few people become Muslim in prison. You know, matter of fact, this is where the majority of people become Muslim in prison today.
Correct.
And we want to let communities and society know that we don't become Muslim in prison, and then we want to say that, well, we want to go out and we want to commit whatever crime. When we take our shahada, we stop doing any and everything that we used to do yesterday, okay, because we're doing the transformation.
Correct.
You see, we're taking our shahada, we've taken an oath to be a certain type of person for the rest of our life, right? Everything that you did yesterday is over with. You know, you got to pay your debts. You know, everything that you've done yesterday is over with. You know, and so people in the community need to know that the person that go into the system, that does complete the metamorphosis, the change, and become Muslim, that's the whole pack.
I'm glad you brought that up. Let me just make this quick. This is very important because now with the so-called language of terrorism and the war on terrorism, and obviously certain political figures trying to address Muslims as terrorists, you know, that is what I would call a very demonic and ignorant position and personality.
Right.
Especially when they never make the direct intentions or education to the masses that this society and this civilization is built upon Islamic knowledge. When we're talking about math, when we're talking about horticulture, when we're talking about dentistry, on and on and on, it has its foundation back with the Muslims. When the Muslims out of Spain brought about the Renaissance and what is called the Dark Ages in Europe.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to go into that because that's a different subject.
Yes, sir.
But I do want to say, in light of the heinous diabolic act that occurred in Orlando, 49 people being killed, for anyone to even remotely try to say that he was a Muslim by his name, that is what I would call egregious. Technically, everything in the world, even Iraq, is a Muslim, because it's all submitting to the will of God. But obviously, he was not a believer. And when, unfortunately, this is the worst massacre in the history of the country, perhaps, at least contemporary. The last point I'll make on that is when we are nowadays having these youth, and of course he was adult, but just totally focused on video games and kill and shoot, and everything in the media is about how, you know, nations are being destroyed by bombs. We can expect that people will become psychotic.
Right, exactly.
Because they have been devoid of that spiritual platform, even in the religious circles, because you have in the religious circles certain leadership speaking with vehement, I would call brazen assaults on cultures and religions and other people, based on the idea of superiority complex. But the root of these problems is in theological ideology. I didn't say religion, I said theological.
Right, Brother Imam, we got a show here that's getting kind of fired up. We want to continue this here. We want to bring you back and continue this here. We want to bring you back for another week. We're gonna do this week. We want to bring you back next. People need to hear what you got to say. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue this show, and we're gonna bring the brother back, and we're gonna give him another 30 minutes